We are trying to make our eyes like fresh.
Okay, let's do it.
Why do you think there are so many founders who are extremely smart, extremely strong, build great products, but are still unknown?
They don't work with us.
That's one point. Another point, building a good product that people need doesn't mean like that you will be good in personal branding and in publicity. And it's two different skill sets.
So was there ever a time where you were facing a challenge with input and you thought that the agency just wouldn't make it? Welcome to Known, where tech brand builders share their journeys and teach you how to build your own. My name is Stella Friaisse and I'm your host for this episode. Today is an Input Global special episode and I'm very happy to be joined by Mary Pedler and Oleg Bevz, co-founders of Input Global. In this episode, we're going to talk about their journey building a communications agency in Web3. Let's dive in. So, Oleg and Mary, so cool to have you here. How are you today?
We are good, thank you.
Excited about this episode?
Very excited.
Yeah, more than any other.
Of course.
So, let's dive in. Mary, I remember once we were talking and you told me that as a child you were already super interested in media and you dreamt to have your own magazine, right? And Oleg, every single job you've ever had was in marketing. So I would say, looking at you both now, co-founding a super big agency, providing all these services, PR, KOLs, would you say you're living the dream right now?
Definitely yes. I was dreaming about fashion magazine, but I think it's just not right timing. We're gonna get there.
We're gonna get there, okay.
All my career was tied to B2B service business. Like the last 11 years I worked 7 out of 11 years in business, I worked in some kind of B2B service companies, and 5 of them in marketing related. So in fact, for me, it's more a work routine rather than some kind of dream. But of course, when I was a worker as an employee at marketing companies, at digital agencies, I was thinking about it. It would be good to have my own. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I believe it's true. It's
So kind of living the dream.
Yeah. Kind of.
Such a pragmatic answer. Okay. Mary, tell me more about Input. How and why did you decide to create your own agency? You were working in a PR agency before, right?
Yeah. Long story short, I had experience in working in PR, and I kind of understood how crypto is functioning. And I decided to go step by step, I would say very small step by very small step, and just founded my own, starting from just content providing services, then getting some more clients. One of the companies that Oleg worked in was my very first client, and just jumping into PR.
Okay, but how and when did you feel like it was the right time to build your own company?
It was a bull market in 2020. I think it was the perfect timing for those who wanted to start their entrepreneurial journey. So I felt like I can easily find clients and I can easily execute. You don't have any good, very quality, high quality agencies on the market. So it was definitely right timing. It was kind of a luck, I think, a bit. And the desire.
All right. And you mentioned that you were working with Oleg. Oleg was a client originally, right? One of your companies were clients of Input. At the time, was Input PR? Or
it was actually another naming. It was Crypto Columnist, and we provided content for Web3 companies. And the company where I reached out to was led, I think, by other people, but Oleg and Anastasia.
I was a marketing director there, yeah.
And Anastasia, they used to work there. Our chief of comms, they used to work there, and that's how I met them.
Right. And you tried to build your agency with other partners before, right? And that didn't really work out. How did the failures from these experiences teach you how to build a solid partnership now?
You don't have to be in a rush. You need to understand what are the qualities of your partner that you really value, what is important to you. And I think personal connection is also should be in place, not just professional side of the thing.
Right. And let's talk about how Input grew, because when I joined, it was still Input PR. We were, I think, 7 or 8 people and just doing PR. And over time, I think in 2 years, we grew. Now we're 35 people over 15 countries, I think 7 time zones, and providing so many services. So what happened? How did we get there? And for founders who are building, when should they know that it's the right time to scale?
I believe like the main idea was that we started with PR, but then we understood that to meet the demand, to meet the problems that clients have, we need like to diversify our services. Because in modern world, you can't like be successful business just leveraging only one channel, like PR or influencers or social medias. In fact, like there is a theory that you have to have 6 contacts, 6 touch points with every customer. If you want to sell them something, they should see you in social media. They should read about you in media. They should see you in influencer posts. And 6 in total touch points can get this customer to buy you, right? So we understood this and we found that, okay, we need to provide such comprehensive service to our clients so they will be effective.
Right.
And also, in terms of scaling, I think that you need to be very, I would say, flexible in terms of what you're open to do. And when you see that the demand is coming from one side of the market, then instead of just like thinking, oh, how to structure this within the company, or I need the approval from my founder, or I need this, this, and this, you just need to go and just to do it, just to execute it. And if you are ready to do this, then your business and you're as like a professional gonna grow very fast.
Okay. And how do you scale a remote team? Because that's also super challenging, right?
Scaling remotely.
Yeah, a remote team. What are the challenges of working with a fully remote team?
I don't know.
How do you make it work?
I guess we don't know the other way. Like, we're young, and that's the only way that we're used to.
Yeah, we started to build an input 3 years after COVID started, or 2.5 years, right? And already everyone used to remote formats, so we didn't have any challenge in moving like or transforming. We already start building a new world of remote jobs. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think crypto columnist actually started when COVID was there, and I don't know, it's just the modern world, and Gen Z is very lucky to have this kind of already like mindset of you can do everything just remotely.
Right.
And we as well.
Do you sometimes wish that all the team was in one place, or you're super happy with how things are going?
Of course, we want to have a team in one place. Of course, we want we truly believe in this storming synergy and like teamwork when you work together. It's not about being from 9 to 6 every day, like all 52 weeks a year, right? But like some kind of sessions, some kind of sprints is super productive. Yeah.
And what do you think? You're gonna move to Dubai, not to work remotely? Okay, I'm joking. But how do you evaluate yourself here? You're much younger. Yeah, I know. I mean, in general, like working remotely versus working in the office.
Honestly, I'm not sure if I could do it any other way now, because it's just, the way I'm used to working. Mm-hmm. I really feel like when you have to go to the office, it's like it reminds me of school, like you have to be there from this time to this time. And not everybody works best in the like same time zones, as we know, like Oleg, for example, works very well at night. Some people work very well in the morning. So yeah, the flexibility is super important. And I believe that you can attract even more talent when you offer this opportunity.
So I feel like the level of responsibility of your teammates is changing drastically when they're working from the office and when they're working from home, because from the office they have like pretty clear like working hours, and they know that they need to work just from 9 to 6, right? And when from you're working remotely, so your manager doesn't see like the way you work, right? And how many hours you work per day. You just need to
show results.
Yeah. And how you're going to show results, it doesn't matter, but you need to show results. And you can wake up early in the morning, you can work at night, it doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. But in this, I feel like that is why our team is that excellent, because we work remotely at some point, and they understand their responsibilities, and they know that they need to
perform.
To perform, yeah, basically.
Right. So let's talk about Input as an agency. We've had a lot of different projects coming and asking for help, for PR, for KOLs, for more visibility in general. Has there ever been any project that we said, no, we cannot help you, sorry, this is too unmarketable? Because there are some pretty wild pitches.
100%. Yeah, of course. We do our due diligence.
But the main thing is basically it depends on the product, right? If product is live, if people use it, if there are customers, consumers, it solves somebody's needs, and there is definitely a story behind it. But of course, like if the project is a clear scam or a clear fraud, of course we skip it and we don't continue working with them. We do the due diligence on our side.
Yeah.
But a good thing is that we are providing like high quality PR services and like getting coverage in top tier media and then communication services. And usually like some shady projects that need kind of like quick results, and they're approaching more like KOL agencies or paid marketing agencies. So this kind of makes us like different from the other businesses, and we are approached rarely by like clear scams.
Yeah, basically
Fortunate
like
enough.
it's correct. Like the scam projects, they don't need publicity, right? Or they don't manage their reputation because it's already
Yeah.
bad from essence.
But without talking about scams, like what was the project that you, like most people would think is super difficult to market, but that maybe we have marketed?
The hardest one is the one that is trying to hide the team. Not trying, saying clearly to us, we don't want to show the team. Let's just promote our product, especially in PR when everything is based on personal brand or the brand of the team. So those ones are the most complicated for us. But
Okay.
we still do. We
So
still
how do you
manage
do
to
it then?
We understand like the corporate brand, and we dive deep into like the product part. We dive deep into like the partnerships, like any kind of announcements. It's a bit trickier, but it's still doable.
Okay.
What was the most tricky for you?
I know. I believe the trickiest thing is when like just the product doesn't have a market, right? And in this case, it's the most hardest because like the client expecting results from you, and you understand there is just no demand from the audience on it, and you have to think like how from marketing side you can re-engineer the product or find an angle that it will work. That's the most complicated thing, right? Because like marketing is just like the thing that helps to spread. But if the essence, the initial product is weak, you spread a weak message.
Right.
Or when the market is oversaturated already with the similar like news break, the similar projects, and then they're trying. It's like, you know, when I think one and a half year ago there was like a meme coin
Craze, yeah.
craze, and then some projects were late when there was no market anymore, and they still tried to do marketing, and I remember we launched a couple of influencer marketing campaigns, and the results that they were showing were not as good as they used to be before, because of the hype was not there anymore. And the
Market
question
attention,
was
yeah.
like, your influencers are shit. Like, why they're not showing results? But guys, you're too late. Like,
Right.
the market is over.
Let's go back to the early days. Was there ever a time where you were facing a challenge with input and you thought that the agency just wouldn't make it?
I think it was at the stage when the agency was still very young, and it was in 2023, in the beginning of 2023, when there was a like very how to say, brutal bear market, and we lost like a lot of clients, and we only had still like maybe 8 team members, something like this. And I kind of thought like, oh my God, like it's kind of the moment when you're thinking about even like the worst scenarios, you know. But luckily, we still had some very loyal clients that didn't want to cut their budgets, and we survived. But of course, unfortunately, if you're doing business in Web3, you should always be aware that someday bear market just gonna kill your business.
Yeah.
Especially when you're running an agency.
Absolutely, which brings me to my next question. When the bear market comes, one of the first budgets that gets cut is the one for marketing. So a lot of agencies don't make it. What makes the difference between the agencies that survive and the ones that don't?
I believe that's all about like the three main things, right? That's like right audience, your clients, right problem of this audience, and how you serve it or how you solve this problem, right? So that's the main thing, because we found that we have some kind of services that we can provide for Series A, Series B type of businesses, and these companies are alive in any kind of beer market. Right, and they need these services, and there is a demand, and they're ready to pay for this, and they're ready, to continue prolonging the contracts. And for example, the other agencies who might be twice older than us, they became, for example, even this year, 2025, they became bankrupts or almost bankrupts, just because in their business model, they were focusing on solving problems of startups, those who need go-to-market strategies. And because investors, VCs, they didn't give a lot of monies to startups and to pre-seed seed companies this season, these agencies didn't have a work. So it's all about the market problem, customers that pay for it, and how you serve this and how you address these problems.
And I think you just need to be ready to adjust and diversify the industries that you work with.
Right, like pivoting very fast, basically. Sensing where there's still money in the market and trying to go there. PR without the numbers, is it the way it should be or amateurism?
Absolutely, this shouldn't be like this. We're living in the times when you can really measure PR. It is not being measured in direct sales results as everyone is expected, but you can see different metrics, starting from tier of media, number of mentions, number of impressions. You can even check approximately how many readers have seen your article. You can check the share of voice. You can check the sentiment. You can check the monthly unique visitors of the website of the media. So you really need to compare it. Sometimes just the problem is that sometimes clients are not waiting for this kind of metrics, but this is what PR professionals really measure now and really can measure now.
Okay.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Especially if you're an agency, if you're an expert in PR, you should measure, right? You can't work without it. At the same time, if you are a founder of you're a marketer, just in company, startup, and you just want to do PR, better to start doing and not overthink or overcomplicate it. Once you do it by your own.
Right.
But when you hire a specialist PR, or even if you hire agency, of course, expect from them measurable things.
For sure.
Yeah. Also now you can measure. Just another thing that I would like to add. Now you can measure direct results by just Googling yourself. You can just Google yourself and see if you appear in Google. And this is I think number one result that everyone is seeking for. And same with the AI tools. If you are visible in AI, then PR is bringing results, which is amazing, right? So, yeah.
Yeah. A lot of agencies would hide behind the fact that PR is not performance marketing tool, and founders are having a hard time picking an agency. What would you say are red flags or do's and don'ts in choosing a PR agency?
Well, I guess the main thing is that differentiates a mature PR agency, communications agency from the ones who are just starting or the ones who are not providing quality services is that when you're really mature, then you can provide communication strategy services. You can understand the needs, business goals of your client. You know how to properly build PR. You know what kind of communication channels to use, and you are not just providing the services of pitching whatever comes to the client's mind. You are becoming a proper PR partner and communications partner of the client, and you really can professionally advise where to go and what to do.
Here is a hack, basically. When you have a first call with your agency, potential future agency, just track who is speaking more. If you, as a client, speak more, it's a green flag. If the agency tries to sell themselves, do not ask questions, but just pitch their services, it's a red flag. Of course, there is some kind of 90% rule and 10% exception, right? Of course. But like, I mean about the person, usually you speak about or with BD person or with the founder of the agency, right? Or some kind of C-suite. And in fact, if they are more interested to help you, doesn't matter, it's a founder of a BD person. It's a good sign, right? Like it's a green flag. But if they try more to tell how they are good, it's a red flag.
Yeah, I think that's like for every kind of industry, by the way.
Yeah,
Just like how pushy the salesperson is, and if they're really trying to listen to you, to understand your problem and provide value. I completely agree.
Maybe, I know what to do. Like if you're trying to choose someone to implement, someone from PR agencies, then you need to ask PR person from the agency to come to the call. And then you understand if they're really good or their salesperson is just good.
Right. Okay. At what stage should a company really start thinking about communication and build a communication strategy?
I believe from day zero, but it depends, right? If you are just like pre-seed or seed, what you need is just like some kind of, as was mentioned, Google penetration, AI tools penetration, right? If you are Series A, you're already growing, the PR should help you to get coverage, get like thought leadership, bring more publicity and exposure. Series B, C, and later it's all about already like full-scale press office, mature PR, some kind of risk management, some kind of crisis management, etc. So it depends on like your scale and your size, but of course you have to do it from day zero, I believe.
It depends on what kind of business you are, but usually those businesses, especially in emerging tech, who are looking for raise money, find B2B clients, find partners, or just retail. All of them need PR from day zero. Yeah.
Right. Let's talk a little bit about KOLs, because I think a lot of people still are misunderstanding KOLs. And on the other hand, we also hear a lot that it doesn't work to pay a lot of money for big KOLs, and now everybody's focusing on micro KOLs. What's your take on that? What's the best way to work with KOLs in 2026?
So the main thing here is basically inside the question itself. We should stop working with KOLs as we used to work with them in Web3 and start to work as in all other industries except Web3. Yeah, right? In all other industries, the KOLs are top of the funnel, and they are called influencers there. It's a top of the funnel that helps you to create publicity, brand awareness, take this audience and bring it inside the funnel that later will be converted in the next stages, right? And in Web3, at some moment, somebody decided, okay, like we need like KOLs as a performance conversion tool. They will bring us money, they'll bring us liquidity, they will bring us buy pressure, and all these like words like that sounds weird right now. And weird for everyone except people from Web3 world, right? So that's the thing. You should start thinking about KOLs as a part of communication tool set, as a part of your top of the funnel, and it really works. There's a big amount of profiles with decent audience, with organic numbers, with real followers. And even start thinking about those whom we call Web2 KOLs in Instagram and TikTok. They have fresh audience. If you have a right message from them, they can distribute it better than anyone else.
But what will be the end of the funnel then?
The end of the funnel is where
For Web3, like what kind of channels marketeers need to use just to end the funnel, just to bring the conversion, yeah.
Usually you convert them into your community, right? Or into your app user or into your product user, etc. Yeah, where you want to land them. Even the subscribers or website visitors or like audience in your social networks. And from them, using your internal funnels already, you convert them to users, you convert them to buyers, traders, whatever you want. But like even imagine, like even thinking that the funnel looks like this. I've seen the post in X, clicked on it, and spent $1,000. on token.
Yeah, this doesn't
Even-
sound like a tunnel.
Yeah,
funnel, right?
perhaps like when it was like a golden rush, it worked because it was a golden rush, right? In fact, yeah. But right now, like if you still think it can work like this, like just listen to yourself.
But how many steps there should be in the funnel so that in Web2 marketing you can convert?
It depends on the product. Yeah, again, like you always have like top of the funnel, all these communication tools. PR, events, KOLs, some kind of social media campaigns, partnerships, etc. Everything that brings people inside. Then you have internal funnels. Internal funnels, it's the middle of the bottom. It's your website. It's when you people start Googling you. It's when people start interacting with your posts, etc. The next thing, bottom of the funnel, is usually an action. An action could be or like using your product, sign up, registration, purchasing site, etc. Or if it's really like some kind of speculative project, it can be, some kind of trading, investing thing. But usually the mature projects, they firstly onboard you as a user or part of the community, at least. And only then motivate you to invest or to pay or to, like, I don't know, trade, provide liquidity, stake, etc. Yeah.
So basically, just to come back on top of the KOLs, you think that it's a matter of rethinking the way that we've been working with KOLs and adapting to the product, but also to the time. Because if you're in gold rush bull markets, you can allow yourself a little bit more, let's say, have higher expectations. But in other normal times, you need to have a proper strategy and integrate the KOLs to your communication strategy like any other top of the funnel tool.
Correct. And even coming back to initial question from you, we have to understand, of course, these DeFi influencers from 2021, or even these yappers from this summer, they're dead because like they don't have a real audience. They have some kind of numbers, some kind of statistics that help them to earn that days.
Okay.
Right. And of course, like I'm not saying all KOLs, all influencers, they work. Of course, there are a big amount of profiles with fake numbers or just with numbers for sake of numbers, etc. But still, there is a big amount of real, authentic channels. Of course, I have to pay attention, selecting them wisely. Of course, I have to measure, pay attention to tools, etc. Yeah, but again, like it's super. You can't put some kind of mark on all channel. Yeah, as a channel, as an influencer marketing, right? There is bad sides, there is good sides.
Right.
But what is the most effective marketing tool right now? Let's say for retail audience. What do you think?
I would say influencers.
Influencers, they still
correct.
Yeah. Like those who are not overused, and then you need to implement the right strategy, and then it's gonna work.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to talk about personal brand. Why do you think there are so many founders who are extremely smart, extremely strong, build great products, but are still unknown?
Because building...
They don't work with us. They don't work with us, guys. You need to start working with us. Finally.
That's one point. Another point, building a good product that people need doesn't mean like that you will be good in personal branding and in publicity. And it's two different skill sets. Yeah, you can be a very good founder, feeling the needs of your audience. You can be a very good founder from tech side, how to build products, and the people love it, people use it, but you're bad in self-marketing, and that's fine. Like that's why there is a professional who can help you, like us.
Yeah, absolutely. I think just it's so hard for like a busy founder who might have like several projects just to find time for a consistent like personal brand building. And my advice here, just guys, like no jokes, but just hire at least like a marketing manager who can help you with this, because otherwise you will not be that consistent. And not everyone loves publicity, but unfortunately or fortunately enough for us, you need to be in the spotlight all the time so that you can make your business thrive and to be successful.
Do you think that personal branding can be delegated?
I think you can help. You can definitely find help, but like my personal opinion is that it could like the insights that you provide and the text that you are writing. It's always better if you write it by yourself. Like all these top founders who were doing like Twitter posts, X top posts. Like Elon Musk. Let's say Elon Musk.
Of course, like you
What's his
will
PR
never
agency?
find
We want
an
to know.
agency who will offer to buy Ryanair and
No,
put
I mean
Ryan
like,
as a CEO.
if you want to post like catchy posts, of course you need to do it, but you need to have a person who will push you to do it, who will be saying like, "Hey, Elon, you need to be consistent with your cringe," like this kind of things, you know.
Okay.
Just who needs to manage, like who needs to do a strategy and help you with this. That's my personal opinion.
Of course, nobody can replace you. Your story, your origin, your tone of voice, your expertise, your knowledge. That's only you who can create these inputs and these insights, and that's like some really catchy content that will help you to grow. But what you can do, you can spend only 1-2 hours per week giving this data, these inputs to your agency or to your marketer, and they will already do production, posting, operations, growth, etc. So that's the thing. Initially, it should be you, but in the end, they can help you to grow. They can help you to cover like all this operational stuff.
I absolutely agree with this point, and I think that you need to be authentic, but there should be a professional team behind you who will be strategizing your content. And you like the main mistake with the founders is that you guys expect like your marketing person or
You
your,
guys talking directly to the
you guys or a marketing agency, social media management agency to do magic for you. Like you think that if you hire a person and they're gonna do like 1 month, they're gonna work 1 month for you, then you will see like crazy results. You're gonna be viral. You're gonna get like new, I don't know, partners, clients, investment, whatever. But it's all about authenticity. You need to keep it, and no one will be yourself instead of you.
Okay, amazing. What is worse between being unknown or known for the wrong things?
I believe better to be known even for the wrong things. Because, like the awareness of you, it's your capital. You can work on it and switch the narratives, the knowledge, like the facts about you to another angle. And it will be much easier than building it from scratch. Because, like people's memory is super, super interesting thing. One person like can remember something for 6 months, usually. Our mind is built like this, that it refreshes every half of the year. That's why politicians always use it, because like when they did something wrong, they can within 6 months, they can just like rebuild the knowledge about them like in your minds. Yeah, so better to be known than like to be unknown, and the angle can be always like fixed.
What do you think, Mary? Do you agree with this?
I think that if you're known for some bad things, you just need to hire us for reputation management, and then we're gonna fix it.
Okay, amazing. And actually, what is your definition of being known?
There is a study that says that one person at one moment of time can remember only up to 150 people. And if I ask you right now, Stella, please name as much names as you can, you will say no more than 150, right? So that means that art of being known is being in as much 150 numbers as you can.
For me, being known is just having a sharp voice, or having a viral product, or a good product that went viral, because you can't just be like an average person if you want to be known. You need to have a sharp opinion on something, and just to be heard. You can't keep the conversation neutral anymore. You need to stand out.
To have strong opinions,
Yeah,
pretty much.
exactly.
Okay. Thank you very much, you both, for these insights. And before we finish, you know the tradition, you know the game. I have some flash questions for you. So, are you ready?
Yep.
Yes.
Let's go.
Vision or execution?
Execution.
We should answer together, right?
Did you practice?
No.
Okay. What's one leadership mistake you'll never repeat?
And
For
trust.
each of you.
And trust finances and don't check.
I think choosing a business partner too fast and rely too much on the words but not action.
All right. Instinct or data?
Both.
Instinct.
No, you cannot say both. You have to choose. Fast. The first thing that comes to your mind.
Okay, I believe it depends on situation. I know, so both.
I think data for him. I will answer.
I also want the data for him. Okay. What's harder, starting or scaling?
Starting.
Yeah, starting.
Okay. And now for the both of you. Who's more stubborn?
I believe me.
You both are stubborn? Or none of you
It
is?
depends. I think him, yeah.
Who's more patient?
Him.
Stubborn and patient.
Perhaps, yeah.
Who's more organized?
Him.
Oh. Who's more risk-taking?
Definitely her.
Who thinks longer term?
Both.
Both.
One word to describe your partnership.
Trust.
I guess so.
That's
It
it
should be
together.
fun.
One word to describe your partnership.
Trust.
Thank you very much, guys. It was fun.
Thank you, Stella.
This was Known by Input Global. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe. Stay tuned for more.